Okay, hello everyone. This is Sharonda, and this is my podcast and YouTube all in one spiritual sense. Today is Sunday, which is August the 18th. And so, as I mentioned, I was going to speak on the topic today. The topic for today is the Revelation analysis. Now, I'd like to also mention that this podcast is for entertainment, informational, and sometimes educational purposes. So it's not a religious nor a biblical podcast. I consider myself to be a gypsy, psychic light, intuitive, magic mind medium. Um, so I am on the website. It mentions the last seven signs of the book of Revelation. We're going to begin with the first one, the last signs of Revelation. A great sign, which it mentions Revelation 12:1. So it says, a great sign appeared in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and a crown of 12 stars on her head. Um, is what it has here. Now let's go to, and I'm not going to read the whole verse. Well, maybe I would because it goes one by one. So it goes from chapters 1, 12, verse 1, and then I'm going to read 12, 2, and 3. Verses 2 and 3. All right, again, 12, verse 1. A great sign appeared in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and a crown of 12 stars on her head. 12:2. She was pregnant and cried out in pain as she was about to give birth. 12:3 mentions, then another sign appeared in heaven, an enormous red dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns on its head. So that's what it has mentions there in regarding the reading. Regarding my analysis. Now we're going to go to number 3, the signs performed by the land beast with horns like a lamb. Revelation 13:13. It worked great miracles or signs. So we're going to go down to 13:13, chapter 13, verse 13. Give me just a moment. I'm going to give you my synopsis as to what I feel a lot of this information is entailed. And if you just give me just a moment. So I am on the website Bible Gateway for those who may be listening in or will be tuning in. So this is my spiritual sense. And the reason why I entitled it as such is because I'm not formally trained. I'm just giving you my spiritual sense. All right. So, chapters 13:13, and it performed great signs, even causing fire to come down from heaven to the earth in full view of the people. That's what it mentions here. Let's go down to number 4, the land beast whose power comes from the sea beast. Revelation 13:14, through the miracles which is allowed to do. So let's go down to chapter 13, and I'm going to read 13 and 14 again. So again, it performed great signs, even causing fire to come down from heaven to the earth in full view of the people. 14, verse 14 mentions, because of the signs, it was given power to perform on behalf of the first beast. It deceived the inhabitants of the earth. It ordered them to set up an image in honor of the beast who was wounded by the sword and yet lived. That's what it has mentions here. Now we're going to proceed to number 5, the 5th sign, the 7 angels and ministers with chalices full of plagues. Revelation 15:1. So we're going to go to Revelation 15:1. And this is not going to be long podcast episode. So let's go down to that. Alrighty. Revelation 15:1. Just one moment. So it mentions the seven angels with seven plagues. I saw in heaven another great and marvelous sign, seven angels with the seven last plagues. Last, because with them God's wrath is completed. Alrighty. We're going to proceed down to number 6, the spirits of demon signs. Revelation 16:14. So let's proceed. Let's go to 16:14. All right, so it says they are demonic spirits that perform signs, and they go out to the kings of the whole world to gather them for battle on the great day of God Almighty. This number 7 is the false prophet signs, Revelation 19:20. So let's pull in Revelation 19:20. So it goes on to mention that, but the beast was captured, and with it the false prophet who had performed the signs on its behalf. With these signs, he had deluded those who had received the mark of the beast and worshipped its image. The two of them were thrown alive into the fiery lake of burning sulfur. All right, so in saying that, my revelation analysis regarding this, these signs, so-called 7 signs in Revelation that I feel as though has come into my existence is, number 1, be conscientious and aware of cues that are given to you in this life experience. Don't go through life thinking you know it all, because you will soon find out, or you will come to find out on the back end. Like, you don't want to find out the hard way, if that makes sense to you. So, saying this to say, you have some energies in this life experience. You know, I just did my podcast episode earlier about my spiritual reading, which is essentially my tarot card reading, where I mentioned about, I felt as though it was a message for someone who was an adult child who has transitioned to the other side, that wanted to relate a message to her mother or mother-like figure, and that in this message, she's going to come to you so you would know it's her, to give you revelation about some deception that may be coming towards you. That's what I feel. So, in essence, in saying that, you know, many people, I feel, attend church or religious setting, and they repeat things out of tradition, but they don't get true understanding as to what that is being conveyed. I think that revelation will come by way of experience, or to go through it to get that understanding. You don't want to be the one that's on the back end. You don't want to be the one that's stuck to teach by example, or in a negative sense of the matter. So I honestly feel as though this book, like any other book, is such as that. Things will come to you in time, but you will have those who are prophetic, who have went through the storm or went through the trials and tribulations along your journey, to give you a sensibility about it. Now, you also will have if you open your eyes to see where some things have transpired with individuals based on what energies or spirits that are in the biblical text to prevent them from letting you know. So sometimes some people are not receptive to hearing. They're visual. That means they have to see things in practice to get an understanding versus not. Particularly when you are in the lion's den, so to speak. Like if you are someone that maybe in a close knit demonic realm or space, I still have to eat. I still have to be around these individuals. So I'm saying this to say what made me even speak about this particular topic because, I watch YouTube and I watch, videos, several videos and things of that nature. And in watching a video regarding, you know, I typically like to watch true crime podcasts and things like that. A case came up, and I'm not going to say which one. I'm not because, that's out of my scope. And instantly, before I proceeded to go to watch this particular case, in my vision field, like in my third eye, it showed me, how back in the ancient Roman or even Greek times where they're in like a Colosseum and you see like a grouping of people around, and you would see it depicted in movies such as I think 300 is one, and Gladiator being another one. That's the only ones I can think of right now. And I got that sensibility of that because if you go back and do some research according to what is presented on the internet or even in books, back during those times, that was a form of entertainment to put these so-called gladiators or warriors or fighters in the midst in this courtyard to fight off lions, literally lions. And that was a form of entertainment. So as I'm sitting there, it put that in my sensibility that this particular case was such as that. More or less like there was a dark energy. That's the only way I can describe it. And please don't take offense to me using the word dark. Negative energy that was over this space or this town. And I feel as though it is in, I hate to say many towns because I haven't been to many towns. We would never go to many towns. That's just the way it works. But this particular town, and I presume every third or fourth, I will be optimistic in saying that, is such as that. A negative energy space, such as back in ancient Greco-Roman times where a form of entertainment was fighting a lion. So this is the sensibility that I got in this particular case versus any others. Now, whether that is factual or not, I don't know because I've never even been to that town. And I only could go off of what was presented in the media, if that makes sense to you. So tying into what I'm mentioning about revelation, so I think my revelation analysis is such as that. Some things can't be told to people, particularly when some things or some energy spaces that are around that can facilitate a transition or can facilitate keeping one's mouth shut or keeping one's mouth closed or whatever the case may be. Now that's my take on that. So in due time, things will become apparent to you. That's why it's good to minister and mentor to the younger population as well as the older. I'm not picking on young because we can be young in spirit. um, about some unfavorable things and some unfavorable energy spaces, I'll just put it that way, that are out there, if that makes any sense. So I am going to conclude this topic for the day speaking about the revelation analysis. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you're more than welcome to comment in the comment section below. Until then, have a safe and wonderful day. Good day.